Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to RGL Highlander Season 1. Before the match starts, which is Fast Forward versus IRENE on Swiftwater, a very important match this season. This is the 7th weekend. I met with Oblivion, and we'll be doing some pregame analyzation just to show how important this match is. How are you doing, Oblivion?
Pretty good. Just woke up, and I'm here to just watch some Highlander.
So this map ended up on Swiftwater after some rigorous bans between IRENE and Fast Forward. So I think right there is already a point of interest that we can start on. Swiftwater historically, in UGC has been a decent map for Fast Forward.
Can I say something about Fast Forward in the history of Swiftwater? Every time I played against them, they've definitely shown their dominance, showing how powerful they can be against, say, for instance, KND or any other team. Like, when I played with them, they were very strong at Swiftwater. I mean, they still are very strong. So, hopefully, maybe tonight, they might go dominant tonight. If they dominate tonight, then that'll be very interesting to see how playoffs looks like. But if they don't dominate, then oof.
Yeah, I think IRENE is probably most comparable to DK historically.
Yeah.
But even that, with that being said, mostly with the replacements being of Sixes players, I think they've been doing pretty well on Stopwatch and King of the Hill, or on Stopwatch and Payload. If I'm looking at the things correctly, they won 3-0 or 2-0 against Chill Penguins on Upward. Let's see, they lost to Kids Next Door on Upward as well, which was another 2-0.
Nice.
If I look at Stopwatch, I think this was also on Borneo. They won 2-1 against Apollodosh, which was very interesting because Apollodosh taking that round on Borneo against IRENE was very good for them. That one round helped them to solidify the fact that they are going to get at bare minimum 4th seed this season.
Speaking of Apollodosh, I've seen how they have grown and it's evolved, helping each other improve on the season, because I've noticed this with most teams during the season. They're improving much more and more as the season progresses, shows they're not something to mess with. They're going to go in and try and dominate. So I've seen that. So shout out to Apollodosh for improving so much to the point where they don't fear invite players playing Highlander. They say it's our turf. We do what we want. We'll destroy you if we have to, but we lost.
Yeah, I think Apollodosh has been going for what, 3 or 4 seasons. They went under a different alias called what was it called?
It was I don't remember.
Yeah, they went under some different alias. Disappointments permitted, DPM. They went under that alias, I think, starting season 23. Yeah, season 23 they started, and throughout the course, so season 23, 24, 25, and now over the course of 4 seasons, ever since the beginning, they've always been this wild card team.
I agree with that, honestly.
Apollodosh, starting season 23, there was against a team called Get Money, which is a SPU team, and that team won against DK 2-0 on Borneo.
Oh, I remember
that. Everyone started the season thinking that they would be something to reckon with, but come playoffs, Apollodosh came in and they I'm not gonna say completely bulldozed, but they definitely showed that they were dominant by beating Get Money 2-1. I was actually ringing for that match, and it was something to watch. I remember Obliv coming in and
I was screaming. I was okay. So you ever seen the video of Academics just losing his mind over sicko mode? Yeah, that was me when I just saw Apollodosh coming back. I was jumping on my chair saying, "Holy crap, this is actually happening!" And it was the funniest thing to hear. Just everyone just such enjoy. Hopefully, are they playing tonight? Mind me asking?
Apollodosh?
Yes.
Let's see. I think no. Apollodosh is going against Chill Penguins tonight on Vigil. I think this is the first introduction of Vigil we do have in Highlander, though.
Hopefully,
this will actually be an interesting match as well.
Yeah, hopefully Apollodosh becomes a force to reckon with, because I know BV with most new maps. I remember back in season 20, BV was super strong on what is that map called? I forgot the map. It's a long payload map. It's like snowy. I don't remember the name exactly.
Warmfrost.
Warmfrost.
Was it Warmfrost? No.
No.
I think it was called something like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't remember the map exactly. But they just dominated on any weird map, CP Steel, Vigil, whatever that payload map was. They were very strong. So hopefully tonight they amp up their game and decide to just demolish. Hopefully demolish. But if it comes close, it'll be much more of an interesting game if it comes close. But I think that definitely is a good focus. But Fast Forward versus IRENE is definitely much more of what's gonna
Yeah,
be like in playoffs though.
yeah, that was called Millstone. I forgot. It was
Millstone, thank
Millstone. Yeah.
you. Oh Lord, I have
So
nightmares about that map.
So we'll discuss the rest of the teams later. Apollodosh was a good thing to bring up, but I think bringing up that match against Apollodosh and Irene, where Apollodosh took the round, is important because we've seen every single side of Irene. We saw Irene 3-2-0 a team which was historically not been doing too well this season, which is BV on Upward. They got reverse 0-2'd by KND on Upward, and then they won 2-1 against the team which is Apollodosh on Borneo. So we've seen them do every single outcome that's possible. So coming into this match, I think Irene's looking strong, but Fast Forward has historically been pretty dominant on Swiftwater.
Here's my take on both teams from me saying Fast Forward has definitely grown, like given a name to themselves in the Highlander like league as being one of the most teams like have been like stay together like the
Consistently
the
placing.
yes, the consistently placing status of like KND and DK, like they've been around for a long time and they even know what they're doing against the players like of top tier players like Banny, Habib. Oh, hold on, let me check the Jarrett, like those players like combined onto one super team. You assume they're gonna be a super team. Like they're really good. I mean, they are good in fact, but like remember, Sixes players they care much more about Sixes than Highlander.
No team
But
is unbeatable.
yeah, but yeah, no team's unbeatable. If you have that mentality, you definitely will lose. So that's what I used to do. I used to constantly think, "Oh, Banny's gonna destroy me." You can't just think that. If you just constantly think that, you'll never place. And guess what? I placed that. But like, the point is, their team is very strong. The Irene team is very strong due to Jarrett's like main calling. Because I've noticed in like POVs, like Jarrett's main calling, how they like help them out and just say, "Oh, Habib bomb in now, Banny go in, like Carson stay back." Like Jarrett's pretty much like rigging the puppeteering. He's just rigging the whole thing. Compared to like Fast Forwards, like everyone is a Highland player. Everyone knows what they're doing. They have top tier names like Exile, Satan, Spamfest, like leading the charge in, knowing what they're already doing, and already have like as well as very good DM.
Yeah.
I think the most outstanding players on each team, I guess specifically for Fast Forward, I gotta say it's Swiftwater, right? So, this is gonna be tough. I feel like Fallen Lord might pop off.
Fallen Lord usually an on or off switch when I've seen him.
Yeah, like it depends. Like Fallen Lord could have a really good day where he just turns into the full-on Andrew / Barry Center mode.
When Fallen's on his point, Fallen is one of the scariest snipers in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
and then
more times than not, I do see him kind of getting shut down, which is unfortunate.
But the big factor here I can see being a massive presence for Irene will definitely be Boar on this map specifically, and Feint. If Feint somehow some way gets off the rust and decides to go back to like season 21 Feint, where he just pulverized everyone, then it's gonna be scary to see both the pick classes just have a field day on this map. But hopefully, I think Dildongo actually will be matching Feint because Dildongo is definitely one of the top.
I think you're on the right track with the pick classes. I think this match is gonna be. I'm not gonna say solely on the pick classes because both the combos have proven themselves to be worthy. Fallen Lord, as we said, he's usually an on or off switch, but if he's on for this match, this is gonna be one interesting match. Fallen Lord and Dildongo, which Dildongo is one of the, if not the current best spy in Plat or Invite right now. He's so consistent and he knows how to do the decloaks. I think Dildongo and Fallen, as far off as they seem from Boar and Feint, is nothing to take granted, because if Boar and or Feint stop like focusing both their pick classes, it's gonna end up badly for them.
I believe that definitely Boar's gonna be an MVP. Like if they do win, Irene wins, and Boar is definitely gonna be up there at the frag, probably leading, maybe above like probably like they're the highest. Second highest will be 30, 40, and Boar will be up there in the 60s. I feel, not to stroke Boar off, but like recently Boar has just been ruthless, like just destroying everything. And compared to Fast Forward, they're very good, but hopefully they can shut down Boar, because I think Boar is the biggest threat for Fast Forward at the moment. And Dildong can capitalize on Boar, then I think Fast Forward can definitely win this easily. And make sure, like, I guess Banny and Jarrett stay down, because Banny and Jarrett as
Banny will not be here for this match. Banny is at TwitchCon.
So who's playing Scout?
Okay, I'll go over the rosters in 1 second. Okay. For anyone who's just tuning in, this is a pre-game or pre-match analyzation with me and Oblivion. This is going to be replacing the music because it's kind of better to give some of the backstory.
I agree.
So with all this talk on the pick classes, I think it's time to move on to the combo.
Yes.
The combo
Ooh.
is another really interesting part with this because we have Exile and Triple against Jarrett and Carson, and Jarrett and Carson are obviously the favorite and a bit more veteran to this. But I don't think Exile and Triple should be undermined here.
Ex-
Exile, from what I've noticed, has gone from more of this aggressive play style to more a live demo play style, which has definitely benefited his team. I personally do not know a lot about Triple and Heavy, but from what I've seen, he plays very similar to Exile, where they all play live and they try to live as much as possible, and that definitely does a lot for their team.
I think with fast forward, I've seen how I've seen the growth because I've played. I'm a veteran of fast forward, the OG fast forward. I've seen how Exile and Triple play. Exile's definitely gotten to a much more my life matters a lot. I'm not gonna just go in and die, and he's taking that role to perfection, making sure his team plays around him and his combo knows all right, when I'm up, we're gonna go in and destroy everything. That's pretty much I guess the playstyle of Exile compared to Jarrett, where Jarrett's more I feel team centered. He'll make sure his team's doing what's right. AK, Speedy, I'm gonna have to make you go in. Habib bomb, pretty much making sure everything isn't just about the demo man. And I feel that's not personally, but it shows sometimes. But I've
Yeah.
seen Exile improve to the point where he is working with his team, making sure Wish and his pick classes are definitely putting in the most work because they can't just be the demo man. If it's just the demo man, then you're done.
Yeah, I
Because
think
then
another important part of that combo is Jarrett, as you mentioned, his game sense, in my opinion, is one of the best, if not the best, game sense that anyone's ever had as a main caller.
oh yes, that's very
Jarrett,
arguable, but he's up there. He's up there in the top
yeah,
three of just being smartest
I
combo
think Exile
members.
is very good at wrangling his teams. That's not to be undermined, but Jarrett consistently, no matter the team that he's been on, has always been able to coordinate with all of his flank members and pick classes at very crucial times, and he does it so elegantly and flawlessly that even though Exile has all this coordination because he's played with a majority of these players for 4 or 5 plus seasons, I think Jarrett's coordination might take the best of fast forwards combo here.
I agree. Who knows? It's the match hasn't started
Yeah,
yet, but who? Let's see who wins. Fast forward. I feel fast forward. If my prediction, I feel fast forward will come out. It will be a very well fought victory. Either way, both of these teams will come out 2-1, or shockingly, if it does come out to this point 2-0. And if fast forward 2-0 is IRENE, then Lord have mercy, that will show a lot to bring
so
during
we've been
playoffs.
talking a lot about demos, and before we get to the flank, which will be another interesting discussion, I think Heavy v Heavy might actually be an interesting stat on this because Swiftwater has some decent points for Heavy, and it's definitely some interesting spots like last.
I
What are you
feel
thinking of the Heavy situation right now?
I feel that Carson sort of has the edge a bit since if I'm going to be honest, Triple is definitely a good heavy, but I feel Carson overall is with this team. I feel he plays much more on the team. Whatever the team does, he's part of it. He's on the side. He's doing dirty work. Pretty much if their team's going in on the front, he's doing work underneath, making sure nothing's killing the med, or he's just rolling in. Compared to Triple, where he's doing much more of a protective heavy towards Figsy and Exile, where he has to play passive, which sucks at the times, but definitely can benefit because the spy will be dead and bombers and players are trying to kill your med will definitely be denied. I think Carson has the edge here. So
Yeah. One interesting thing about the heavies is that they both tend to have a more similar playstyle where they're both passive and they're both kind of baity, but
yeah,
at the overall their focus is different. And from what I've seen, Triple's focus is mainly on his demo and his pyro. He's trying to make sure that nothing's rushing them while playing back and staying alive. Whereas Carson he usually just spy checks and does a lot of maintenance, like killing bombers and killing spies. But until the Ubers are exchanged, and one thing I've noticed about Carson is very good at timing his baits. What he does is he usually just baits his combo, which is what you're supposed to be doing as heavy, and he peaks at the perfect times. And the times that he peaks gets so much damage on their combo that it usually shreds. So while both these heavies have a very similar playstyle, I've seen Carson shred combos more, while Triple is more of just maintaining his combo.
yeah. If you want to leave the pyro work to me, we could talk about that later.
So we'll go on to Pyro after we discuss this flank, which I think just like how the pick classes in the combo goes, this is another interesting debut. We have Wish on Scout versus Speedy on Scout, and Rain
Ooh,
on Soldier versus Habib on Soldier. And I think this main showing right here of the flank is just a showing of experience. From what I've seen, Wish I think might know how to play Highlander Scout in regards to game sense a bit more than Speedy, and that may go the same for Rain. But I will say Habib may have better DM than Rain, and
Oh yeah,
I don't know about the DM fights for Wish versus Speedy. What do you think about that?
I think Wish definitely has the edge over here because like I have just oh my man, oh my lord, Wish is just he doesn't care. He just walks in no matter what, and that's what's like so like good about him. He doesn't give a crap about like how low you are. I mean, how much health you have, how how low he is. He does it. He just goes in and like just like mongos you, which is a very good factor, but also it's a high
Part
risk,
of his
high
downside.
reward. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a part of his downside. That's what I'm saying. Like, but compared to Speedy, which only has like I guess background in sixes, depends. Like we gotta see because, but I am giving the edge towards Wish. 'Cause Wish is definitely one of like the top 3 scouts at the moment in Invite.
Yeah, I think Wishy's aggression and carelessness as to what his health is definitely a major part because it disrespects their team more. But I still severely question how smart it is to disrespect a team like IRENE against Speedy and Habib, especially on Swiftwater, because there's been a bit of a precedent in the meme when it comes to Wish where that he he kind of leaves his medic or he leaves the important players, and it's caused a downfall, especially in sixes from what I've seen. So Wish versus Speedy will definitely be interesting. And if Speedy can play a bit more conservatively and play with his combo and be where he's supposed to be instead of kind of roaming off like Wish, you may see Speedy get the edge here. But
It's
if we
possible.
continue on to Soldier, this is another interesting debate because from what I can like tell, Rain has a bit more game sense on Soldier, and his positioning makes it so that he doesn't really need a lot of DM. It's sort of like an any style where he doesn't need a lot of DM, but because of the positioning, it allows him to get a lot of damage and do a lot of work. Whereas Habib is usually just constant bombs, and it does work though, especially on Koth.
Yeah, definitely. But this is payload, so definitely a different ball game compared to a cough map. If it was a cough map, I'd instantly give it to Wish because Wish on the cough is definitely something to be not messed with. But I just give it equal at the moment because
Yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe Speedy will just turn the heck up and just pew pew.
So with talking about the pick classes, combo and flank, we failed to mention one more very important class before we talk about the pyro and engineer, the medics here. The
Ooh,
medics here specifically on the Swiftwater, which is a very punishing map if your med dies. This is
oh
going to be a
yeah.
very interesting debut from both these medics on this map going against each other for the second time on this time payload. What are you thinking of the current medic situation? Because from what I've seen, Figgy's a bit more experienced than Highlander.
Figsy is
Sky most
semi
likely has
new
more better
to Highlander
mechanics.
at the moment. Like she's been playing Highlander for almost a year now after like uh after not playing for I guess I don't know 4 years. I don't remember exactly. But Sky also has just been in the sixes scene. But I remember back in like season 18. I don't remember exactly. She played for 92 Dream Team or something like that.
I
And
believe so.
yeah, and that's the last time she played Highlander, and she had to focus on the sixes. So I feel like it might be equal because Figsy is mostly a sixes medic, and also Sky is definitely a sixes medic as well.
Indeed.
So, but
So that leaves us with our last two sets of groups, Spamfest and Ender on NG, and Satan and Billy Saurus on Pyro. Since you're here, I'll let you take it away in regards to Pyros.
ooh, okay. All right, so if we're starting off on pyros, definitely we got two top 3 pyros. We have number I'd say number 2, like both of these pyros. Sorry, my bad. Push the voice, whatever. Hold on. I think both these pyros definitely have a name up there. They Satan, he's the goat, definitely one of the goats. But recently he's returned to take his goat status. But I think he's definitely been like up there and shut up, phone. He's up there in Pyros. Like his gameplay revolves around him just basically being like not really a meat shield, more like a reflect shield, which is like a good type of pyro, but also can get you killed. If you can only reflect, then that's unfortunate for you. You can't really spy check because like if it's the only thing like I'm not bashing Satan, but I'm just saying like his playstyle revolves around just reflecting everything he can, which is good, but he needs to focus on making sure the spy is dead or anything is like not getting onto your combo, just being alive to like kill things or do
Yeah,
other things.
both these pirates have been more of like a maintenance pirate from what I've told. It's just
Yeah.
Satan usually gets a bit more aggressive than Billy, who's more of a more passive reserve pirate who
Billy's
plays with his
Billy's
combo.
actually just like a passive pyro where he just sits back, kills the spy, and definitely spams like flares around, which is not a bad thing, but still, it's definitely good that he kills the spy. But I never seen like when I personally played against Billy, he does not aggress usually. He's usually the one that just sits inside the combo and makes sure like everything is like neatly and nice. He just reflects and all that stuff.
Yeah, the
And
aggression's usually reserved for Satan.
yeah, I'm not. I'm saying they're pretty good. They're top 3, 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure. So
Yep.
top 2 and
So
3.
to conclude this Pyro talk, I want to thank Obliv for coming out to the
Yes, sir.
pre-match analyzation. Obliv will be back after each half to give a little bit of his input, as long as the teams aren't ready up fast enough. But with Obliv departing, he'll be watching this EBS. I'm going to like to introduce my co-caster for this match, Alto H. Clef. How you doing, Mr. Man?
Yow! Doing good. Would have liked to have been here a little earlier, but work ran late. But able to speed home just in time, get in here, and really excited for this one, considering just how, ridiculously close the match between these two teams was in the first half of the round robin, all the way back in week 1. We've definitely kind of seen the season develop a little bit from there, where IRENE has made their roster changes, and I think Fast Forward's found a lot more, I guess, synergy as far as their flank goes as the season's gone on. So seeing these two teams play each other again is definitely something I've been waiting for since all the way back then.
So now that the analyzation is over, I think we've already gone off rosters. We have not done predictions yet, but I think one interesting thing to analyze is the map bans. If we look at the bans, in order, Fast Forward banned Borneo, which after Apollodosh losing 1-2 to IRENE, you'd think it's a bit trivial because it proves that IRENE is a little bit weaker on that map, but maybe Fast Forward just wasn't feeling it. Followed by that is a IRENE bans, which was Upward and Vigil. IRENE banning Upward after losing 2-0 to Kids Next Door, and then Vigil, I'm assuming after Unfamiliarity, and then after that's coming a Fast Forward ban on Steel, which I think is to reduce the amount of randomness, because CP still can be a bit random at times, which leaves Swiftwater, which, as I discussed with the Bliv, was traditionally pretty good for Fast Forward. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd agree with a lot of those points. I made the same point about banning Borneo against IRENE 2 weeks ago in the K&D IRENE match that saw, K&D come out to that really just strong 2-0 kind of stomp against them, which in that case, ended up not being a really much of a point, considering K&D proved that the upward map pick was easily worth banning Borneo for it. But yeah, I think that Swiftwater is definitely a good choice for Fast Forward. Historically, it has been good for them, additionally on the fact that they beat K&D on it in week 2. And there are definitely some asterisks around those matches regarding K&D's roster during that. But, it is kind of saying that they have contested with some of the upper teams on this, and I think that just kind of from what we've seen so far, you could probably say that IRENE is more of a Koth team than a Payload team. Hard to tell without, really being inside the team's comms, but if we just look at their matches, they did have that really kind of stinging loss to K&D on Payload, so I think Fast Forward kind of hoping they can recreate that here.
Indeed. So before predictions and MVPs, I think one last note to definitely solidify on is how important this match is. Currently, if we take a look at the standings, in order from first to third seed, we have Fast Forward with 16.7 points, Kids Next Door with 15, and IRENE with 14.7. So this match coming into week 8 is going to be definitely very important, as the winner of this match could 100% determine the seeding of the entirety of playoffs, because this one match is against two top 3 teams, and they're fighting for every single point they can get here.
Yeah, with Kids Next Door playing getting a forfeit win against the faction this week, with you being here means that you don't really have a match going on.
Indeed.
They're gonna be getting a guaranteed 3 match points here, which means that they'll be sitting at 18 after this. So Fast Forward's looking really to get at least 2 points out of this one, which would mean a 2-1 win for them if they look to kind of if they wish to keep that first seed. Should a 2-0 come out in the favor of IRENE, then, Fast Forward's going to be stuck at 16.7 with K&D at 18, IRENE at 17.7, which is going to be basically a round difference, as we should have Fast Forward versus K&D coming up in either next week or in week 10. Looking like that would be, that should be the matchup next week.
All right. So before we get into predictions, we have one last special announcement from RGL themselves. It looks like medals will be displayed this cast, and I believe both of us have seen them already. So if Dolphin could get them up on the screen, we could take a look and display them for everyone to see. Medals are usually displayed to just have a bit of an incentive to everyone who's new to the league, but it's definitely something nice to give to the veterans who maybe don't care as much.
Yeah,
So, go ahead.
These new medals are lit. You know,
Yes, you're
shot,
very
but,
funny. So
yeah,
from what I've seen, I think, yeah, so they're paintable. From what I've been told as well, these medals have a little jiggle bone, so when you walk, the flame is moving. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have. So that it'll kind of shake back and forth, and I do like that theme of reigniting the love of Highlander with the fire being up there. I'd seen some ideas thrown around in the preseasons for medals, and none of them had really kind of stuck for me. So I was a little apprehensive when I saw it, but I'm really glad with how they turned out.
Yes, not bad, not bad. I think one of the teams will be running up here. So thank you to Yachts for creating these great medals. Each div has their own little base color. So let's get some hearts in the chat for Yachts. And segueing off this, we'll be going straight into predictions. So I'll start off the prediction. I'm going to be guessing a 2-1 in the favor of Fast Forward because of historically how they've been on this map and because of how dominant usually IRENE is on Koth. I think that's a pretty fair prediction, and I'm going to ask what yours is.
Definitely hard to tell, especially considering IRENE's kind of checkered past on payload. I think I'm gonna have to echo your prediction as well with the 2-1 for Fast Forward here, because while I do think that Fast Forward, you could almost consider them you could say, oh, Fast Forward beat K&D. They didn't really have their full roster there, but last week we saw what K&D did to IRENE on payload. And Fast Forward was able to beat even, somewhat of a nerf version of that. I think, if you're going by the transitive property, which is never a good idea, but it's often the best one we have to go off of. I'm going to lean Fast Forward edging this one out. But, I think that this match could go either way, though, with any score. I think you could have I think IRENE could win a close 2-0. Fast Forward could win in a close 2-0. It could be one half a roll, one half not. Honestly, with these types of players, one player having a good night can really just kind of change the...
I do agree. When we talked with the Bliv, we definitely spoke about how both of these pick classes are definitely both forces to be reckoned with. If Fallen's on point, this match can be definitely a battle of the pick classes, as Del Dongo has proven to be one of the best spies this season, and Faye historically has been one as well. But the match has started, 20 seconds left for setup, and with crit stickies, I failed to mention one thing, which is Fast Forward has historically gotten crits into when they've been pushing first. So I don't doubt that crits plays will be used during this match by both teams because it may get a bit tense here.
I'm gonna right before we start, I'm gonna jump ship. I'm changing my prediction to a 2-1 IRENE because I forgot about Ender and Feint playing. I think they can be the X factors they need, and additionally it creates a little bit of a difference on the caster desk here. So we'll have that going for it, because having the same prediction can be a little boring. As we do see both things coming out. Oh, we will see Dongo getting in on 4 as he was up pretty forward away from his team for the first frag of the match. Not too much happening otherwise. Jarrett trying to get some spam in the tunnel. We see a bomb come out from Habib onto Wish. Will take him out as he's going to jump towards that pack. Should get that and be just fine. Despite Boar going down, the card is still being pushed at a pretty consistent ×3, and with that pressure and the scout going down, Fast Forward will start to back out of tunnel. XL getting a trap up in tunnel as we saw him do against K&D actually in week 2. Boar will peek past it, not going to be called as he goes for a bit of an aggro shot in main. All of Fast Forward is up into the upper spiral though, so none of them should be peeking that. And we'll have to see what IRENE's strategy for pushing second is going to be as the card gets capped.
Yeah, Boar going down there was very good from Del Dongo as it made the cart roll just that much faster on first, and it allowed Jarrett and Habib to get some early pressure on. There wasn't that much of an advantage taken by Jarrett, but nevertheless, the sniper pick immediately on Swiftwater is always going to help your cart pushes in your combo.
Vayne going to go in and take Rain out. I think that was all the way back in house, so he was in pretty deep. Billy's and Habib are both actually going to go down as trades, though. Both spies doing work, pick classes in general. Wish finds Feint as well on the flank, so that kind of deep cover he's got back there, not going to be anything to go off of. As Jarrett's going to get found by Wish, so is Boar. And the Fast Forward flank, we saw it against K&D do a lot of work in enabling them to hold second, and they're doing the same thing again. Wish already on a 3 streak right now as Carson's gonna go down too. Fallen again, putting in work, so good predictions coming out of that, and Irene just really needs to look for any kind of opening to play off of here, but Fast Forward's not giving them one.
Yeah, Wish opting to retreat after taking some damage, but Wish is just relentless, eventually going down to speed there, but those 2, 3, 4 picks from Wish is definitely going to be buying some time for his team, as having Jared go down, especially in Tunnel, is going to be a bit of a detriment, but right now we're going to see the combo from Irene being positioned into Tunnel with their Uber, with their medic, or he's going to be positioned there as well. Irene's really trying to get this push, but the Uber's going to come out on from the Irene side. It's going to be, the Uber's just popped from the right side. They did not get the gun. They only got the dispenser. This Uber is not looking very good. Exil's going to go very deep in. Dodonga's going to get Jarrett, and Speedy's going to go down as well. And that's going to be some pick classes down from Irene's side, which this is a very good defense from Fast Forward right now.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I understand why teams like to push Tunnel just because they don't get any grounded upper, as Exile's going to get taken out by a close range shot from Boar. Dodonga's going to get caught up by Billy, which should allow some more card pressure to come up here. The gun's still up. I'm not sure how much they're going to get, actually reflecting the rockets, but Fallen's able to snipe him out.
Habib.
No more Pyro and Tunnel. Yeah, Habib getting in. Did take the damage off. Spade going in for the stab. Can he find anyone? He takes that triple. Will escape with his life. Loses his bicycle.
Very nice.
We see Spamfest going down. Exile going down as well. Looks like Figsy's going to take some damage, but will escape with her life. So Fast Forward, or excuse me, Irene will end up capping second. Dongo getting caught out to kind of be the nail in the coffin for that. Wish still behind, goes down as well. Yeah, I didn't think that Uber was going to lead to anything, considering just how, you know, little they got with it, but they were able to get him. But Fate comes in right near the spawn and is going to take down Figsy, dropping her Uber, meaning there's full advantage in the side of Irene right now. So a bit of a rough second, but Fate directly on triple, going to find him too. Rain gets deflected as the Uber will get popped out of Sky, actually. She got her, looks like she took some damage, not entirely sure to what. Maybe it was Dodongo, as I saw him dying, but
Sky? Sky
Yeah.
got forced to Habib, who bombed into choke.
Habib.
With
Rain,
all this,
Rain then.
with all this pushing, a 341 for the first 3 points is definitely something to be happy about. If we could recall back to second, Habib's banner got them all through choke and got them the second cap. But with that momentum,
Fate
comes in again!
He's gonna find
Fate came in again. He knew exactly what I was gonna say. He came in and he got Figsy to get a full ad, and he did it once more. So Sky will be sitting about a 70% advantage, but getting that weekend is gonna die to Dodongo, and still gonna go in and getting Jarrett and Ender. These picks is what Fast Forward needed. They needed some sort of footwork, and with that, Figsy's gonna be back up the spawn. Now everyone from Fast Forward cannot die right now. I think one person going out, which is Rain, and Exile going out as well. That's not what they wanted. Exile had to live there. So with all these great picks coming in from Fast Forward, eventually they'll be going back to 3 down with a little ad.
Yeah, Carson getting back on car right now. The banner will get popped out from Habib, so they will be pushing up off of that. Not entirely sure. That is a battalion's coming in, so they can't be getting sniped here. Fallen will not be able to get any headshots as Triple gets caught out off of the banner. Dongo goes down to poor hamming him in the back line, as it looks like Irene's got a very good chance of capping this. They have Carson on car. No one's in position to really kind of dislodge him. Dongo nowhere to be seen, and Fast Forward's going to have to hightail it back to last. So it feels like, you know, there are just good plays being made on both sides here. You see Feint coming in, getting these med picks, but Fast Forward is able to, without heals, kind of go back and equalize it. But, you know, it just feels like Irene's just barely edging them out each time they try for it. So, as we see, that's led through a 5-minute time to fourth. And yeah, Feint's going to come in again, prove why he was the Spy King of old. He'll take out Rain. Looks like he may decloak again soon to go in for something. Not yet. Will get found out by Satan, actually goes in. Nothing to be found this time, but you see the cart getting pushed up close.
Gets in.
Yeah, Force coming out from Sky.
I believe
have a
pipe
tough
hitter.
thing. Satan goes down, actually, as Figsy didn't use, no real reason to. Would have liked to see the Pyro kept up. But without Uber on the blue side, he's not as vital for stuffing that. And it looks like Fast Forward's just going to try to milk this last hold for all that they can, really. You know, with the time that fast through the first 4, every second you get on last makes it that much easier to cap, so.
It will. Dodongo's gonna go down trying to get a pick onto Sky, but as we've seen, the banners from Habib have gotten them 2 out of the 4 points so far. I think that's one thing that not be undermined. Those banners have been helping Irene so much. And with
Speedy's getting cart really close.
Oh wow, yes. So that's cart's very close. They still do have a 40% advantage. Triple's gonna get cart. Ender's gonna be punting him.
Getting him.
He gets
punch fight with Ender.
Everyone, he's gonna have a cart.
Oh yeah, the Uber's gonna come out right now. Spamfest drops down. Figsy is holding back up top, so it's only Spamfest on the ground right now, very low. No one
dies during that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Skybe sitting with about a 90% at Uber. This is very good for Irene. The Uber's gonna be coming in very close. Habib's gonna go waiting for the medic. He's gonna die during that. Deldongo got him as well. This is just crumble. There's 5 down. The card is so close. It's the only one's fighting the card is NG
No one on
and
cart,
Wish.
though.
Oh, but they
dropping down on Cart. He
Carson.
will burn out. Spamfest extremely low. Carson's going to get 1 kill, 2 kills. They're going to drop down on Wish, and it will be a cap coming in at 650 for Irene. So pretty, I think that first round lived up to expectations, if anything. Pretty crazy round going back and forth, but Irene is able to come out with a really strong time putting the ball in fast forwards court if they're going to want to be able to tie this or take this first point.
Yeah, the battalions from Habib there got them 2, maybe even 3 if you count last, of those solidified caps just after the Uber exchanges, and I think those banners have definitely been a game changer because they've allowed them to do dry pushes or pushes in which they would have a full disad and just getting the cap for completely free. We've seen both these medics just go back and back and back and back to Deldongo to Feint. Feint's been having a great game. Looks like Feint's on Kunai right now. That's a bit peculiar, but one thing to mention is that when Speedy got Billy on last, or yeah, when Speedy got Satan on last, you knew there was going to be an opening from Feint, and that's just what Feint did. Eventually they got a full Uber ad, and they pushed in with it, and there was just complete crumble from there.
Yeah, one thing I had wanted to point out is that a lot of Feint's kills, actually, that were pretty useful, came in on Rain. You know, you saw him getting stabs on him in that second tunnel, and that maybe was what allowed Irene to really get in tunnel and, you know, go for the push that ended up getting them second, which was really the only point Fast Forward managed to hold for any extended period of time. Last was about there. Rain's actually going to be the first one sniped again, but I was saying that Dongo may want to start echoing Feint's approach of stabbing that soldier just to not allow banners. Dongo's going to go in on 4. He sees the Razor Pack on though and is going to be forced out before going down. Bit of a mishap there as we see Habib jumping in. Will take out Spamfest, who had sentry jumped, wrangle jumped up onto the roof. Bit of a unusual placement from her as Exile will start trying to get Spam into the tunnel. Goes down to Habib though, for Fallen revenges his teammate, hitting the air headshot onto him. Feint continues the cycle of life and death, takes out Fallen.
Speaking of the Exile pick on a Jarrett, which definitely did help them back up, Big Z switched to Kritzkrieg at the very last 5 seconds of warm-up, so that'll be a full crits versus a full Uber here. And this is definitely something that we predicted. Fast Forward has been pretty notorious for going Kritzkrieg on offenses, so we're going to see how this goes. Let's see if they opt to do a sack and then a crits, or if they crit straight out, but I think Exile's trying to get the crits out on the crits. Straight. Oh! Billy gets him to reflect on Satan and Exile. That's going to completely shut down that Uber. Sky is going to use, because I believe she got hit, but nevertheless she's going to survive. Feint's going to go down. What a great reflect from Billy. Billy, as we've seen him do against the DK Grand Finals with the 4K reflect pipe, coming back in with those reflects. That is beautiful.
Now, as funny as that is, one thing I do want to say is that the real danger in the crits doesn't lurk in the first pop, it lurks in the second, because all what you want when you pop that crits is you want your med to live and the other med to pop, because now Figzy should have ad over Sky, and actually it's ad in Sky's favor, meaning that Figzy's building this really slowly. The ideal here is you pop the crits, trade it with their Uber, build it up, then you use the crits in again when the other team's only sitting at 30 or 40%. And if you use it on a demo sticky rather than a soldier rocket, you don't get reflected it into you, although they will crits now. See if they can find anything with it. Oh, Sky's gonna run into it! She was at 97, nearly got it, almost neutralized that Uber crits ad, even with the late pop, but they're gonna get the med, they're gonna get Speedy, Habib going down, Guns going down, Jarrett's gonna die to triple as well, as it's a rout for Irene. And they're going to be forced back to third. Ender trying to maybe...
in. Did Figzy know? Oh, Feint gets Figzy!
Oh
my god.
He didn't see it, and he does it again. I think that's pick number 3 for Feint right now.
Oh my god. Feint is on a roll on Figzy picks right now, but that crits is exactly what Fast Forward needed. It looked very bad. It looked like a stone wall for Fast Forward because that first crits failed, but Exile was able to hit these perfect stickies. 1 on Figzy, 1 on Billy Saurus. And Feint comes and he's like, oh, I have to neutralize it now. So now Sky's be having about a 10% Uber, pretty negligible. If we take a look, Figzy's back on Uber charge. So Fast Forward will be waiting for spawns here. And Boris be picking a bit aggressive, but this is gonna be looking like a good third hold for Irene. And if you're in Fast Forward's shoes right now, you gotta be a bit worried right now, because the Uber v Uber on against a third push is definitely very easily won from any defense.
They're gonna have to be really careful for Feint here too, because Spy, their third is one of the biggest spy points on this map, I would say, with all the the corners and lack of vision you really have. Figzy is holding on ground right now. Feint's gonna be coming in, he will get caught out, so She will be safe, you know, for the next, I guess 16 seconds is going to be his respawn. Bor and Speedy also going down, though, so that's 3 down already for Irene. Fast Forward is going to try to take advantage of this, getting aggro in main right now. Carson's going to peek out behind, trying to find anyone that he can. Exile's going to get forced back as the big bomb from Habib comes in from upper while they're distracted with the heavy. Carson's going to live, too, meaning Habib's the only one going down as Figsy gets killed right before she's about to have Uber, I'm pretty sure. Not sure what that percent was, but she had to have been pretty close.
Near about 75, I think.
Yeah, so another 10 seconds and maybe, you know, this is something else. We see Spamfest actually behind on 4th. They got behind putting up a mini. Not entirely sure what her game plan is here. Not really building a telly, because she's going to bait back Speedy. Gonna get a kill.
This is definitely not unknown. Spamfest has done this much before, but going back to the Habib play, what we saw before is Jarrett jumped on top of pipes and cleared out GM as he's doing right now.
Fallen gets
what
her
was that
through
angle?
He gets her through the wooden fence out of the jungle gym or red room or big room, whatever you want to call it. Gonna get her through the holes in the fence, and she just got a little too careless peeking. That's gonna go down, giving 60% Uber at a little more, 70 even, into the side of Fast Forward. Habib's gonna go down too, so no soldier. Ender's gonna go down to Dongo, no gun. Carson playing really forward. Will take out Satan, but trades. It's something you want to take if you're Fast Forward. And as Fixie's nearing up on 90, they may use in here just to secure this point. Although with only 2 minutes on the clock, they are gonna need to snowball this. Billy comes in, feint in, gonna take out triple on card. That's gonna be big for Irene, as that shouldn't mandate you to retreat forced. Yeah, they're actually gonna back up, having dropped 3 or 4 players. Sky at 60%. Only a minute 40 left. Habib looking for Figsy. Won't find her, but Speedy does. Uber's gonna get popped off. Dude. Sky gets stabbed out by Dongo in the back, so the spies are hard carrying this map. But Figsy's nowhere really to be found near her team. I don't know where. She ended up dying actually in Spiral.
Oh no.
So no frags for Fast Forward really to push off of anything they get. This gets neutralized.
So
and
it was just as I was about to talk down Fast Forward. It looks like Fallen got the drop on Sky. That was very good. That's what we needed. It was about 2 minutes 30 at that time. But it looks like they didn't opt to because too many players with Fast Forward bled. And one thing led to another. Too many players bled once more. It was only Exile and Figsy which got forced by Speedy and Habib, which, although it's not a drop, that's still what they needed. And now Uber's going to be even with 50 seconds left. This is looking very grim for Fast Forward. I was going to say it.
Figsy gets stabbed
yeah, that solidifies it. Oh, and the pick classes go on all over. Just as we predicted, the pick classes are from both teams. They're doing insane work by neutralizing not only the medics, but just tons of players from the other side. But with Figsy going down there, both medics do go down, but that was a 6 down from Fast Forward. I think this first round is looking towards Irene.
Yeah, Sky died there, but you know, this is basically garbage time, you know. Probably not playing like the round depends on it, because really it doesn't. Do want to call out the flare shot that we saw Billy get onto Satan. Maybe trying to cement his position as the new GOAT of the Pyros, you know, landing that combo. But yeah, with 5 seconds left, Fast Forward's barely even getting any ground into Red Room. Feint's going to take out Fallen before going down. So we will be seeing the first round coming out in favor of Irene. Now, I don't want to get... That was a very dominant showing from them, but at the same time, it felt like Fast Forward had their opportunities and just, you know, either lost them to Speedy or to Habib generally. And if we think about the last time we saw Fast Forward play Swiftwater back in week 2, their first half against K&D was about as bad as this one.
Pretty similar.
You know, we saw them cap in somewhere around, like, I think it was, you know, 13 minutes or so, maybe 10, or it might have been like 10 and 11, followed by a K&D cap in like 5, and they still turned around to win this. So I do think it's important to remember that even though we did just see a strong half coming out from Irene, Fast Forward's been very good at adapting. So hopefully we'll be able to see them come out with, you know, maybe some more awareness for those plays into the second half and protect Figsy a little better, because their pick classes were giving them the advantages.
With as dominant as we've seen Irene right now, Fast Forward is not unfamiliar to taking things back. As if we look at logs here, surprisingly, the pick class or the flank from Irene having a total of 34 kills and 22 devs. That was doing a lot of work for them, especially at the end when they're on defense. Habib getting all those banners on offense got them 2 out of the 5 points, and Habib and Speedy getting both a force and a drop from Habib did wonders for them when they were defending third. We sort by damage here. Feint is actually top damaging over both of the demos having 423 DPM, going 15 and 14, positive on Spy, top damaging by around 500 damage.
15 kills and 15 backstabs is going to give you that top damage.
Indeed,
A lot of those on heavies too. I'm pretty sure he got 4 heavy kills.
I think I sort of called that the flank definitely is going to be a major factor here. I'm watching, and I'm not going to lie. Ooh, seeing Fate just kill this Figsy over and over again.
You got 4 kills on the heavy, 4 kills on the med, 4 kills on the sniper, and
4
then,
for 4.
Looks like 4 is Fate's magic number, as the Fs imply.
And also, I will give my analysis real quick on what they need to do not to mess up the next round. Fast forward. Listen. Get some players in here to listen. Spy check. Satan, do your job. Everyone turn around. Don't let Fate destroy you. I mean, Fate's a god already, but like, you can still prevent him from destroying you.
Oblivion, what are your thoughts on the reflect from Billy Source denying the crits on the second?
My thoughts is you screaming.
Ah, yes. And with that being said, we'll be starting the second half here. We do have about a minute, so is there any other things you want to discuss, Oblivion?
Yes, fast forward. Stop playing games. Kill the spy, kill the sniper, and good luck. Hopefully you guys win. Or not. I don't know. Take care, guys.
That was our analyst, Oblivion. I'm not going to say anything past that.
Yeah. I do want to bring up, though, again, with that crits, that is, you know, the crits I think definitely worked for them, because even though that first one had that kind of, you know, blunder, I guess, with that first rocket killing 2 players, again, the first crits doesn't need to kill anyone, it's about the second one. And while I'd like to see Figsy build that second crits a little better, especially if they're going to repeat that strategy, she's on Uber right now, but it only takes about 10 or 11 seconds to build up that crits. Looks like she's going to go back. Is she still? She's still on the Uber now.
She switched it like 5 seconds last time.
All right,
I think she's committing to Uber, it looks like. With fast forward being on offense first, against from what seemingly was not a very good time, I'm interested to see what the cap time is. We're instantly going to get a card pusher, which is going to help deny the card by a few seconds there. Oh, or getting both card pushers, that's definitely going to buy us some time. But what I was saying is I'm interested to see what the time's going to be from fast forward, coming off of a very bad showing offensively.
Yeah, Fallen will kind of even out some of those frags, though, get Billy and Boar, so no sniper to really kind of curtail the card pushing any further means that fast forward should get a pretty decent cap coming in here. Habib's gonna get forced back, it looks like. And actually, no, Feint comes in and gets Fallen, so no sniper. Boar's just respawning. Should be walking back into tunnel now, takes the telly, as he'll be back up denying cart. So some extra precious seconds gonna be milked by Irene here. Debatable about whether or not they'll need them given how the last round turned out, but yeah, no one on cart right now. Wish hasn't really touched it once so far, it feels like, through getting sniped and just forced off through other means. We will see Irene finally called it back out of cave. Dildongo gets caught out going for a he's a little pick.
Wow, where's Boar?
Taking out Exile, he just went for the tunnel peek, yeah.
Wow, so one thing to mention there, which may be overseen, is Boar got multiple card picks there, and Wish was not on the card. So just those few seconds are very crucial. Every second counts. But another thing that we've been seeing defensively from Irene is that they have stopped Dildongo a lot this game, especially on the first and second. Third, he got a bit more picks, but that's because third is naturally better for Spy. But Irene's been really good at being aware and neutralizing all the pick classes besides Fallen Lord today.
Yeah, more importantly, we'll have to see how fast forward's going to try to push into second on Uber now. It looks like we're going to be running in a sack, as they're not really going to find anything, it looks like. Gun and the sticky traps doing some really good work in denying them. They're all going to go in and not even find, you know, an Uber force. So maybe we'll see them do it again. Speedy will get SMG'd in tunnel. Habib going down as well. The flank being down on Irene means that tunnel or cart should be good to be pushed up. That gun's still up, might deny it. Wish it's able to get some ground. I'm looking for fast forward to just kind of go with a push right now. With that flank still down, you know, you can get the cart up and then get it close enough where you can get it spy capped if you Uber in off of it. But it looks like they're going to hold. The flank has respawned anyway, as actually, we'll see some frags being traded back and forth in tunnel. That's 2 down on both teams. Rain and Fallen kind of sitting on the car right now, pushing up. Satan goes down as the Ubers did get traded in upper. We will see Carson get stabbed out by Dongo, actually, which could be a really good pick for them going forward if they want to push back in. Not looking really ready to commit, though, until Fallen takes out Billy. Triple's playing the shutter. Exile's going to walk in, starts getting in a spam battle with Jarrett, who is kind of hurt.
I don't like what I'm seeing. They were 4 down defensively, and fast forward was a bit too scared of Jarrett. Another thing for forward is that the car pushers died instantly as the Ubers came out, but the defensive car pushers ran out The Spamfish trying to get on Sky. Can Dodongo finish it off? Sky is so weak, and they get it. Spam from Rain does get Sky and Carson. That is 5 down from Irene. As long as Figzy lives here, doesn't get. Oh, Fade. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Exile knows. He smelled it. He smelled the farts coming from him. All right, that's 80%. That's gonna be a full Uber advantage from Figzy's team. That's only 3 up. Exile's gonna try to go to spawn, but I think the spawn's gonna come in too fast here.
Yeah, might be able to just get a bit of a cheeky, no, he's not even going to bother putting up a trap as the gun is being built up, but Habib's going to come in, take out Figzy at 99%. And again, I think he just drops out of Spiral and finds her. You know, Obliv mentioned it in the half that Billy, or not Billy, Satan really needs to start doing his job and just be playing with his medic, especially right here. Right on the second point where they had so much trouble last time, not even able to cap the point last time. Habib just, you know, waterfalling out of Spiral on, you know, a spawn timer, just spawning, going up there, dropping down. We're gonna see, ooh, a quick fix.
Defensively.
Oh, defensively from Sky. That's gonna be interesting. I think maybe Sky wanted to neutralize that Uber ad.
Yeah.
Considering that, I don't know, even so, that's really odd. Maybe they want to do some crazy medic jumping strats and get her into upper?
Jarrett has been jumping on top of the tower to fight Jim, so that may be the case. Oh, Triple finding 2 kills on Habib and Fate, Billy and Speedy. These are 4 picks instantly, and with Sky being on quick fix, I don't know if Dodongo has checked that. So Fast Forward may be playing the script, but they're not. I think they know. Their entire combo for Fast Forward going in, the quick fix comes out defensively. And Carson. Oh, they get it, the cap anyways. The car was not focused, and now Figzy has a full Uber advantage. And they're all trapped in.
Oh, Figzy will get forced, but Sky gets headshot out by Fallen, playing up in that window area again. So finds her here, and the cart will be capped in 432, significantly better than the pace they had set last half. Habib's gonna go down to Spamfest back on the cart, so no funny business from him now.
Ooh, Exile
Figzy
on board.
Gonna get some spam in, and he's gonna find.
He's gonna die.
Finally gonna get taken out. Dongo, yeah, Dongo getting the stab on Jarrett should be big. No area denial here. Carson playing close on the wall, looking to deny, but Exile will start to spam him. Sky has heals in, and with an Uber ad though, so if Fast Forward isn't able to snowball this, they should get it off the Uber, but it looks like Irene's gonna be playing cognizant of that ad, give up 4th. And Fast Forward, as I kind of hoped, showed some adjustments, you know, had the 1 death to Habib, but, you know, only 1 as opposed to about 5. And now they've got a 5.5 minute time through 4th, which is, I think, arguably just as fast as Irene pushed it last half. So we're looking to see another very similar time. Figzy's gonna have Uber. She's got to go soon if they want to use this ad.
That's good.
Oh, Billy going down means there's no pyro tonight. Uber will get popped out. They can't be air blasted. Sky sitting at 97, 98 goes down to 98. Satan's able to find the kill. The 99% medic kill. He's continuing to WM1. There's only 3 up on the side of Irene right now. One of those is a spawner.
If Carson dies, it's over.
Yeah, Carson, the only thing. Looks like Rain's gonna stop
Jarrett's
him.
back.
Jarrett's back. Boar's back. Are they going to be able to find Rain on card?
Oh, the banner
No, he
lids.
pops the battalions. Should be able to get a pack and re-push this.
Wow.
It looks like that they,
Look at this.
Irene's somehow able to hold this. The gun and the heavy not going down as Ender and Carson kind of combined to just Iron Man this hold. Not giving it up. Dodongo's going to decloak on card. Will go down just to reset the timer. Fank gets caught out on the back end.
Yeah.
So Spy's being traded. Ball is kind of in Fast Forward's court right now. We're probably sitting at 6.5 minutes maybe on the clock. If they want to match Irene's time, they're going to need something to happen soon. But Figzy sitting on Uber at the Sky and Fallen getting sniped is not going to help their chances.
Yeah, speaking of Spies have been neutralized very well by Fast Forward, but as we've seen right before, Sky is still on Quick Fix and Amputator, and Jarrett's going to be getting another card pusher, which is Dodongo, which will leave that threat. But I think the major flaw with the sentry gun killing the flank, I think the main issue with that Uber that they did is that there weren't enough card pushers, but here Fast Forward's going to try to do another Uber, which is going to die.
It's a quick fix though.
Oh, Triple's
just going to shred through it.
Triple getting a triple going.
Though.
The remains from Fate and Habib.
Both meds are going to die as Satan went in on the back end. Frags coming up all around, and yeah, it is chaos, but it looks like it's chaos going in Irene's favor. Wish is really the only person left to fight the card. He's going to take out Speedy. Habib, though, has the high ground. Wish doesn't look like he's going to be able to challenge him and will back off with his life. So another couple inches maybe gained by Fast Forward, but you know, at least with both meds going down, you'd like to have maybe seen them try to take advantage of that, but Irene's DM is just really pulling them out of this, as we're probably now verging on 7.5, 8 minutes on this time. And the deceptive thing about Swiftwater is you can do so well through those first 4 points, but if you're just not able to tip that card in at last, you can go from a 5-minute to a 15-minute time very quickly.
Yeah, Habib and Feint gonna get taken down, and one of the crucial things of that exchange is that Habib and Feint were right there as soon as the Uber was suspended, and the post was completely demolished Fast Forward, and Fast Forward needed that post and they wanted to get the cap. So Habib and Feint were definitely the MVPs of that push. They completely salvaged it. And if I take a look, looks like Sky is back on Uber.
Dongo's getting
Sky
caught
is back
really
on Uber.
close. Feint's gonna step going for the style points to help end it. It did cause Ender to drop down though, so his mini will not have the high ground. Should be more easily spammed. Carson and Habib also going down before the Uber, but this time Billy's up to deny. Yeah, the banner's coming in from Fast Forward though this time, and it looks like they're gonna get cut very close. Satan's Air Blast not gonna be enough. Triple drops down, takes out Billy, but goes down to the mini. Wish is gonna take the card, and 8 minutes and 40 seconds coming out for Fast Forward here. So not as fast as Irene had, maybe not as fast as they would have liked, given how close they were on that first Uber exchange, but you know, not a bad time overall. Definitely holdable, and if you think if, you know, Fast Forward protects Figsy a little better, doesn't let Feint get that drop on her at third, their second hold looked pretty strong. So, you know, this is definitely winnable.
Yeah, besides that one drop, Feint was countered pretty well, and I find it interesting that Fast Forward was unable to push against the quick fix, but pushing against the Uber, no problem. Maybe how foreign the quick fix was confusing them, but the main thing, all jokes aside, that countered that screwed them on last was those posts. Both the posts they died too fast on, especially the second one where Habib and Feint had the perfect synchronized post to bomb and stab at the same time, and it was that post, that synchronization from them was absolutely tremendous. And if Fast Forward is going to want to take this round, they had the defense to do it. It's all down to the pick classes once more. Habib and Feint have been the two biggest antagonists against Figgy this entire game. And as long as Fast Forward, especially Satan and Triple, can deny those pick classes and that flank, then this may be a round in towards Fast Forward's favor.
Yeah, definitely an option. We will see the crit stickies being laid down. Figsy was ran back to spawn, so still on Uber for them. Check maybe. Oh, we do see. Oh no, never mind. Betty got on the side of Sky, got a little excited because her skin's name is Blitzkrieg. Saw the Krieg, got a little excited, but not gonna come out from them. No real frags. Actually, no. Dongo got caught out, so no spy comms in on first. Could be helpful for Irene if I want to maybe try that tunnel push again that worked for them last time. Boar's gonna take out Rain in tunnel.
Feint's
that
fine.
should signal the back out. Yeah, Feint's in position. Oh, he's gonna get a sap on the gun right after Spamfest Eureka affected back to spawn. He'll go down for that, but no gun means that the tunnel may be another viable strategy. We see Carson aggro in it as long with a Boar, who's going to take out Fallen. So no sniper and the gun just being rebuilt now gives a lot of advantages into the favor of Irene. Wish is going to go into tunnel, trade with Boar as Habib gets inside tunnel, looking to maybe spam out the gun. Still level 1, he is going to take it down, so good spam from him. Means no gun. Fallen's just now respawning, not in a position to deny tunnel. Looks like Irene's going to try pushing tunnel again. They're getting very aggressive here. Jared's super far forward, but he's not taking damage. No, Habib actually goes down. Fallen gets the snipe onto Jared as well. So the respawn going to come in big for him as Irene's still holding in tunnel. Without a demo, though, I wonder what they're going to be able to do. As Sky's kind of trapped here, not able to cross with Fallen having that sightline on her. So scary situation for Irene, and I want to see how they play out of it.
Yeah, a bit of a shaky start on the defensive Fast Forward, but they eventually did get the grip after killing Jarrett and Habib, two of their big spam classes. Billy's going to go down, that's going to help them further, but with the Engineer going down the board, that's also going to be a big hurt for Fast Forward. Exile been a bit too aggressive, taking a ton of damage, and he's still not in. Can he die? The force is going to come out because of Speedy getting a lot of damage, and that's 3 down on the side. They're getting super aggressive with it, and this is not looking good for Fast Forward. That was 4 down when their spawners came back in. Speedy and Boar are going to be spawning, and it looks like they're just going to be pressured out because there's so many down.
Yeah, just really odd play. Couldn't really follow. Feint in. Oh, he's gonna take out Spamfest. Oh, Rain goes in too though, and actually, yeah, Rain gets just enough damage on Sky for her to burn out to a flare.
Shot.
So again, just another kind of really crazy second push we see with the tunnel push kind of failing at first, but winning in the long run. Boar is up in the windows right now.
They want Figsy.
Yeah, he's looking for her. Is he going to be able to get her? No, it looks like he got a shot on someone. Exile's going to go down. Satan's going to go down as well. Carson gets backstabbed as the counter frag, but looks like frags are decidedly in Irene's favor. The level 1, no, but Wish went around in the back, took out Sky. So no heals are going to be a constant, but it might not mean anything. Ender's just going to solo cap the card in.
Complete
no one on
Fast
Forward,
like,
Dry push losing their medic twice in a row.
Looked trapped right behind that sign. I'm surprised Jared did it. Killer balance bait. Oh, he does get cut out. Jared could have gotten 2 easy 6 on the Bigsy, but Bigsy does escape, and with good terms as Wish does get Sky, and that's we allow them to have with hopes of getting a good 4th hold, because having a 4th hold of full Uberad is definitely a lot of time to buy off of. 4th and last are the 2 big megalodons of Swiftwater here. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be some bot or sack waves coming from Irene.
Spam's going to be coming in right now. I would have liked to have seen Fast Forward get a little more forward on the point, you know, holding up by the rocks, maybe where the cart bend. The gun's going to get spammed out. Habib coming in up top. We'll find some rockets in as Boar and Feint are both going to, or Boar and Rain are both going to get stabbed out. Wish and Dongo going down will be the trade for Habib. So Frags in the favor of Irene, but the Uber will get popped out from Fast Forward. Exile's doing his best. He's unable to kill the 30 health engineer. Billy's going to come in and finish that, but Mike will get caught in actually. Jarrett brought down low, but not enough to die, so Frags, again, going in Irene's favor. Fortunately for Fast Forward, though, 4th does have those short defense spawns. Feint's going to get bumped by Spamfest, so he's called behind. Going to have to go the long way to kind of reset his pathing. But yeah, Wish will find Boar, trades out for it. And again, on 4th, with those short defense spawns, trading isn't the worst idea.
Yeah, that
will
was
be
good.
Longer on his favor, though.
Ooh, Feint in. Gets caught out.
Yeah, gets caught out. Uber will come out from Sky, though, as they did have. Speedy's going to go down. Exile letting some nice pipes to protect his medic. Yeah, Satan's the only frag so far. Habib is in good position for the post. Wish should be able to take him down.
It's not enough focus on card,
gonna hide for the sign. Oh, it starts to rocket up and gets him. Really nice play, but yeah, Fast Forward's gonna need to kind of run in here. Fixie gets Uber. Fixie gets Uber just in time. Billy doing a good job stuffing this. He should go down. No, Dongo comes in. Yes, Dongo comes in. Is he gonna go back to the car? It's gonna roll down. No, Jared has to die. Jared has to die. It's super close. Exile gets in on it. Oh my god. Sky goes in and dies as well.
Perfect.
Oh, what?
That was perfect.
What a ridiculously close cap. That was Boar still in there. Will be the last of his team to go down.
My God.
Wow,
Right.
that was some really good decision making by Fast Forward to just go off of that Uber. You know, walking out of ramp, risking the sideline when you're at 95, just to Uber in. Would have liked to have seen the block card a little earlier. There's another couple pixels and that gets tapped.
Back on him, but they're fixed.
Yeah, they do it now. Carson gets stabbed out by Dongo, but Speedy might just cap this.
Exile
actually,
wants him. Ooh, Wish gets it.
Wish
throws
finds
down
it,
again.
They trade, but the card will roll back. Rain on top of the shed right now in a
Billy's back
awkward
up.
position. Billy in the front of him.
Almost had
in the
it.
back.
Oh no, Exile dies. You saw him getting antsy. The Uber's gonna come out. They should not have used it. That was a bad choice. The car's gonna get out.
Oh, but Dongo's gonna go in again.
It's still not capped, and it's rolling back. I didn't think the car could roll, but it's up the hill. Speedy's gonna get back on car. Carson's getting weak.
And Sky went down.
Wait, what? The Sky
got him with another flare. Absolute bedlam breaking out on Swiftwater 4th. Exile has no respawn. He's gonna be getting sticks back in on card. Jarrett's gonna go down.
What am I witnessing?
Oh my lord, Irene is just baiting themselves into sacking on this card. Unable to build Uber. Sky burns down to the flare for I think the second time this game.
Right, they got it, yeah. Del Dongo's like
they got it. Rain's dead on it, Rain's dead. No, yeah, they found Del Dongo.
Yeah, Del Dongo was winning them so much on 4th there. I don't have enough time to analyze what just happened. I don't think it's humanly possible to analyze what just happened. But
more importantly, we're moving into a last hold where, despite all of that, Fast Forward still has to defend last for 220, which, yeah, definitely possible. It's 2 to 3 pushes maybe, where they just need to keep Pixie alive. They do have ads, so, you know, they're going to be able to kind of run the clock down on this a little bit. Using aggressively, not that good of an idea. They're just going to really need to prioritize cart time. And I don't see a gun up. Spamfest only just building it now. Oh, it is going to be level 3, though, by the time it comes up. So that's going to be really big for them. But yeah.
Ooh, they catch him out. Good.
They got him. So no stabs onto Fixie. Sky does have Uber, but after that Zac wave, they should be waiting a little bit.
Wait,
no, Quick Fix! Quick Fix got forced out.
No!
I don't know to what. I don't know why.
Why was there Quick Fix?
Boar and Feint are both going to go down. They did get triple and Dongo, I guess, on the heavy, but Satan's in. He can smell the burn. Is he going to get the burn onto Sky? No, she's going to get the pack.
I think they went Quick Fix so they could get the cart up the ramp, but once again, they didn't switch up. Wish is going to go in. He's going to get taken down by Feint. And this is very good for Fast Forward. They want to get all their spawns up. That pick from Fallen is really good because that's going to equalize how many players are from each team. Biggs going to be sitting here with a full head. I believe Sky is still on Quick Fix.
Yeah,
and he didn't switch off. This is not a good choice from Sky. Ubers are completely out of the question offensively. There cannot be another Uber charge. Fix is going to be having Uber charge the entire time.
Something important to remember is that when you're Quick Fixing as well, you're not invulnerable, but you also still cannot push cart. You know, you can't get objectives on that. It's been like that for a while. Speedy's going to go down on cart, as does Billy. The gun goes down, so Ender's going to start flooding that, but Triple's in a very good position to deny. Sky has built up a quick fix right now, and she's just tanking Boar in window, trying to find any, desperately any advantage they can go off of. Yeah, Triple's gonna just be in a war with Ender that he'll eventually win. Habib getting spammed. Carson goes in. He's gonna find the frag. Gonna pop down an engineer. They can't outdamage the quick fix healing with only those classes. Carson eventually goes down, but there's no one on cart. Sky's alone, kind of in the side yard.
Cart, Jared, Dongo once again!
Can Dongo get him? Dongo stalls for just long.
Oh no, wait!
Smith is gonna drop down, but no, it's not gonna be enough!
It's gonna be an Irene! Oh my god!
Left. And after one of the most crazy halves of Swiftwater, the quick fix is gonna work out. Maybe not the ideal strategy, but with Carson making those plays, he killed all the classes that could have killed him quickly, and he's enough of a distraction that the rest of Fast Forward's unable to get on cart until we get those spawns. And the level 3 telly, I think that is coming in from Ender, doing a lot of work and shortening those spawns, and just
holy hell,
dude,
that game was really fun. I want to see. Let's get some Oblivion analyzation over here. Oblivion, what do you think of what you just witnessed?
You hear that? I'm leaving my room right now.
Yeah, see ya.
Alright, our analyst is left the building.
Seriously not. Fast forward. What happened? You had the momentum going. I saw that. I saw on third you kept just pretty much playing back and forth with the cart. But what happened to the point where you just collapsed? I don't know how Carson was allowed to go in. Yeah, I don't know how Carson pretty much became pretty much Rasputin, just fucking destroyed everything. Sorry for my language, but he just, oh my lord, that whole game was just lord. I think MVPs definitely are the heavies. Oh my god.
So the one thing I was gonna mention is the quick fix on Carson was the absolute best thing they could have done there. Carson was already in position, really close to that door. He was already pressuring Satan, and the quick fix on Carson was such a good idea because I think he immediately got 2 or 3 picks, and he regened so fast and he has so much health that the Uber couldn't even neutralize him because he lived till the very end. And that quick fix was amazing, and it turned a terrible situation into a great one.
I wouldn't say the quick fix was amazing. Uber would have done the same thing. I think it ended up working out well, but I want to cut this off a little bit just to say that well, this match kind of did go in the favor of Irene, which I think may have been, Irene may have been seen as the better Fast Forward. The other match tonight, also a 2-0, however, in favor of Apollo Dash, as K&D messes up, I'd say, on their, or no, not K&D, who did they play? Never mind.
Apollo Dash versus BV.
Oh, BV, never mind. I'm completely, ignore all of that. I thought they were playing K&D tonight. But yeah, no, BV did let it go to Vigil for Apollo Dash, so.
And Apollo Dash won, right?
Yeah, 2-0. Pretty,
that's classic Apollo Dash.
Pretty handily. I don't know why they thought they were playing K&D when you guys are right here, so.
So.
My brain, I can't keep my thoughts straight after those crazy 2 points.
If I'm looking at logs, as much as we were praising Carson, Triple coming out to a 22-9, top fragging the server, and I believe having the best KD on the server as well.
Yeah,
wow.
I'd say so. Although Carson was right behind him with 21 frags, and you could argue that his frags maybe came into maybe came at a better time just because of that last push. 18 seconds were left on the clock when they capped. So if one or two things, went the other way, if, maybe he didn't get those kills right in the beginning of the Uber, when he did, maybe he dies immediately, and we see Fast Forward get on card, and we're still playing Highlander right now. But yeah, just really good plays. I want to also point out Fast Forward losing despite both out-fragging Irene and Figsy dying 3 times to Sky's 10. Which is just really crazy medic stats,
especially
having
with quick fix.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the quick fix did help even out some of those Ubers, as they both had the same amount. Some of those being pre-game Ubers, kind of evening that out a bit. But regardless, keeping up in Ubers with triple the deaths is good on Sky's end, but also a little bit concerning, I guess, for Irene, because going into this after the really weak performance, I'd say they had against K&D on Upward. This isn't really the way you want to win. That first half is definitely good, but this one, I mean, by all means, I'd say Fast Forward was outplaying Irene for the majority of that second half, but they just stumbled when it mattered most. But yeah,
very nice catch from Alto. One of the things that logs won't show you is even though Dolongo having seemingly a bad KD, he did so much work. Let's look at his kill spread. I guarantee you, Yeah, 6 on the heavy and then 4 on total of the cart. Maybe that doesn't even paint a good picture. The point with Del Dongo is that he denied so many times from the cart. The cart rolled back at least 3 times on fourth solely because of him, and he saved the point twice on last just because of his stabs. Del Dongo, even though it doesn't look like it on paper, Del Dongo did so much work for them defense, and you could tell he really wanted to win. And they were only 18 seconds off, but
It's
he
Pyros,
just
man.
couldn't bring it back.
Heavies actually had to bring it back for the Pyros, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what I'm seeing here, the log despise and spies just put on a show. They just pretty much just like
Yep.
danced around the combo and just destroyed them. Especially Feint, I'm not gonna lie.
Another
Feint
thing that I think
gave me PTSD of when I went against him when in my second season of Platinum. Oh lord, that was terrifying.
Another thing too, I think
Isn't that
interesting
combined?
if you look at Del Dongo's weapon spread, he had 4 kills on the Spycicle, 6 on the Revolver, 19 on the Your Eternal Reward.
Oh, what the?
So bit of
He's the
a
glaive.
yeah, bit of an underappreciated weapon, I think, but one that when you see it you don't think it's anything good, but a lot of those times I feel like maybe some of those cart stabs just came from the fact that he would go in and when you see someone on cart, maybe you don't see the spy come in for the stab. You just see him kind of teleport in there and, you know, one of the models disappears depending on the angle,
so
depending
smart.
on how you're looking at it. You know, maybe you don't catch it and like it just slows your reactions by, you know, maybe a half second. And a lot of the times that's all he needs to either get another stab or get out. So
Maybe
yeah,
that's why his cart things are so spectacular and so streaky, because that dude, he's so smart. Holy hell. Well, if I'm looking at combined logs, the first thing that spotted my eye was the devs of the combo. Interestingly enough, the heavies died less than the demos, which both heavies also outfragged both the demos, which only further solidified how much of an impact the heavies made on this match.
yeah, although both demos did break 400 DPM though, which I think is important to remember in the scheme of things, where a lot of the times it seems like with those kind of really frantic fights where, you know, you don't have those like front to back kind of team fights that you see in, you know, maybe like a product where, you know, both teams are just walking at each other. You had, you know, everyone's getting flanked by everyone else and, you know, all the medics are dying and you have people behind other people and there's just, you know, absolute chaos. A lot of those times demos will die and the heavies will be cleaning up on their damage. So I don't think it's fair to throw too much shade at the demos there for dying more, but just more, yeah, to really emphasize on how much of an anchor these heavies were not dying a lot of the times. In the beginning of those fights, able to kind of clean up in the same way the scout cleans up a soldier damage, the heavy was cleaning up on the demos.
Yeah, if we look at frags, it was 205 from fast forward to 223 from IRENE, which doesn't really matter, but the stat that does matter is the 75,000 damage from fast forward to the 79,000 damage from IRENE. And even though that's seemingly close, that last 4,000 damage, I think, especially on their offense on last, with the last 18 seconds, definitely came in and helped them, and that's probably what allowed them to win this. The second half was super close. I really wish for a third half, but I think the damage from IRENE and the DM might have won them those pushes in the very end. If there's any last comments either Alto or Oblivion our analyst wants to make, we do want to display the middle once more.
Yeah, I guess just to kind of close it up, I think this might be the most interesting results for the stand, at least standings wise, because with KND getting their bye week, KND will now move into first place on the season with 18 points. We'll see IRENE just behind them at 17.7, and then fast forward, you know, a little bit more behind at that 16.7 mark. But we will be seeing fast forward play KND next week, and that's going to end up being kind of the fight for.
Oh wait, with fastboards being at 16.7, Apollodosh will be at 16.6.
It'll be at 13.6.
I think the only thing I have to say.
Did it already go through? Already went through.
The only thing I have to say
Yeah.
for my last comments is I can't wait to go against both these teams.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it should be.
So before we have our final closing statements, we're going to take a look at the medal one last time that was being released today during this stream. Again, this medal is exclusive to this. I think Alto mentioned that it rekindled the fire for Highlander. Again, this is a paintable medal. Each of the bases of the medal has its own color for each of the divisions respectively. And it has a jiggle bone, which is more of an animation similar to the Season 9 medals for UGC where they spin. Whenever you walk around, the flame on the medal does move with you. So thank you to Yachts for creating those, and thank you to RGL for hosting this league. So I'm gonna have my closing statements. Hold on, I have a list of people I need to shout out. Alright, so I want to give a shout out to Altuk for coming to cast with me. Thank you for Oblivion for, I don't know what he lived in. Thank you for RGL for hosting this league. Dolphin on camera. Both
Give my
teams that
opinion.
came out, I want to shout out the last ones. Hostile Hamster, Captain Jack, Davy Johns, Dala, Kmat, Kmart Women 7, Sand, TGW, North, the Megalodon, Bungie, the Burrito 7, Women of the Pumpkin Patch, and Lakehood's official Twitter. Do any of you have any shoutouts or closing statements?
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
Bruh.
Triple Bop, shout out to my mom. Yeah, shout out to the teams, honestly, for just giving us such an entertaining match, because you look at the score and you see a 2-0 and you think, oh, Irene just, kind of won this off of their DM like they normally do, but there was so much more to that second half especially, and even the first half with just all the med deaths being traded and the spies popping off. So really a great game. Yeah, shout out to you guys for coming on, and shout out to Dolphin as always for being our rock behind the scenes. So I think that is then gonna do it for us. So I'm Alto, and for Bull, Oblivion, and Dolphin, this was Fast Forward versus Irene, and we'll see you guys next week.